What's going on, everybody? With the recent news of the UFC 303 press conference in Dublin kind of falling out, and it seems like McGregor versus Chandler's a little bit shaky, might not happen. I figured I'd make a video of what UFC 303 should have and could have been. Um, so let's get into it. With the main event, obviously McGregor versus Chandler. This is the only main event that I really want to see. I am excited to see Conor come back. I hope the fight does happen. I'm gonna be sad if it doesn't. It's gonna suck, but it is what it is. But I think this should have been the main event. This fight has been in the making for a long time. Um, Honestly, it's just gonna be kind of sad if Chandler doesn't get it because he's wasted so many years of his career waiting, just waiting around for McGregor, which kind of sucks because he could have had like 4 fights in the time that he's been waiting. But you know, it is what it is. I think this is the main event for UFC 303. This is the only one that I really want. I can't think of anything else that I would rather see than this. Um, because all the title fights that you could put on here should probably go on other cards. Um, just save some space for the year. But yeah, this is the main event of my hypothetical card. We'll move on to the co-main. You guys could probably guess. Um, Gary versus Covington. This is what it should have been if Colby Covington wasn't a fucking pussy. Um, Ducking Ian Gary for some reason. This is like the easiest matchup in the rankings. Not in the rankings. This is the easiest matchup maybe in the whole, like top 7, top 8, whatever rank Ian Gary is. From whatever rank he is to number 1, this is the easiest matchup for Covington. You know, this is the easiest. I don't know why he's not taking this fight. He made his dumb little stipulations, which is just an excuse to not fight Ian for some reason. I mean, who's ducking Ian Gary? Ian Gary, look at him. I know he beat my ass, but it looks like I could take his lunch money. I feel like I could. I know I wouldn't, but just looking at him, that's some lunch money waiting to be taken. But yeah, I can't believe they didn't make this fight. They did make Ian versus MVP, but that's just not on the same level. This build up would be like no other. It would be awesome. This would be like the best fight build up of the year. This is one of those anticipated fights of the year before we found out that Colby was a pussy. He's squatting on his ranking. "Oh, I'll be the backup in UFC 304. I'll be the backup. I'll fight Bilal. I'll fight Oliveira." Um, Fucking disgraceful, Colby. Get your shit together. Um, it is what it is, though. It is what it is. But this fight, this should have happened. This is an amazing fight. On to the feature fight. I mean, come on. Who doesn't want to see this? This is amazing. This is like, besides Ankalaev, this is like maybe a number one contendership matchup. Like, I know Hill did lose, but if he beats Yuri, um, not a whole lot of other people for him to fight. Instead, we ended up with Hill versus Olberg. Maybe Yuri wasn't ready to step in, which I get because he did get beat up a little bit in that Rakic fight. But this fight would have been fireworks. Yuri does nothing but go forward. Jamal Hill he's a great scrapper. He's a good fighter, very entertaining. These are two of the most entertaining fighters. I feel like this is a guaranteed KO. I'd probably lean with Yuri. Um, that said, I could see Jamal Hill just chinning him out of nowhere, just boom, done, out, because he does have a lot of power and Yuri gets hit a lot, which is why this fight is so interesting, and I wish we saw it. I mean, after Hill beat Glover, I mean, this is the fight everybody was talking about before Pereira came along and did GOAT activities. This is the fight everybody wanted to see, and I still want to see it. It's amazing, very compelling fight. Um, it's like a 50-50. That's every fight with Yuri. 50-50 as it gets. This is a great addition to any pay-per-view card. You could have this, one other good fight, and a solid main event, and then a card rests like just full of dog shit, and that'd be okay. Because this fight is amazing. This would save any card. I wish we got to see this. We didn't. We got Hill versus Olberg, which is good, but this is a what it could have been video. So, um, on to the fourth fight on the card. Um, I think this this is a good fight. I mean, there's not a whole lot of other people for Fiziev to fight. If we're thinking about it, there's maybe a couple, maybe Benoit, but I doubt that happens. Um, Fiziev on an International Fight Week is amazing, and it is International Fight Week. It's supposed to be a big event. I mean, look at last year, UFC 290 was amazing. It was like the best card of the year. But Beneil Dariush, this is a very tough fight for him. I doubt he'd win it. I love Beneil. He's a good dude, great fighter, but he's not in his prime anymore, I don't think. This would be a tough fight for him, but if he could win this fight, then he could prove he's still with it. And this is a good like comeback opportunity for Fiziev to get a win after such a bad injury, a fluky injury. Um, because honestly, I think Fiziev could possibly be top five right now. I think he gives everybody tough fights. Like I think he would have went on to beat Gamrot. I think he might beat Poirier in a striking match. Tough fight though. I think he beat Chandler. Honestly, I wouldn't be mad if you told me that you thought he beat Gaethje because those first two rounds were pretty damn close. Um, he's a great fighter, amazing. This is a good comeback. I wish we got to see this fight. We might get to see it later this year. Who knows? But this is a great addition to a card because high likelihood of a finish being real. Beneil doesn't really have a chin. He never had a chin. He just kind of went on a streak of not getting hit on the chin. So, um, yeah, this is a good like comeback opportunity. Prove you still got it for both of them. I wish we got to see this, man, because um, if Fiziev won, then he's back, up in the rankings, number seven, number six, whatever Beneil is. And if Beneil wins, then he's back up there. Maybe he could fight up again. Because I honestly really did think he was gonna beat. I thought he was gonna beat Arman. I thought that was a good matchup for him because at the time I didn't really think Arman would go from not having very crazy power to having flatline one shot power in one fight. And I didn't realize how slow Beneil was. I thought he would be able to survive the first round and then just take on as the fight went on because I think Arman would have had a lot of trouble getting him down. And I thought he would eventually like find a big shot on Arman in like the fourth or fifth round, TKO him because Arman was pretty chinny, I thought. He's not anymore, I guess. I don't know. Arman was confusing. He went from, being like somebody that everybody did talk about, but he didn't really prove it besides the Gamrot fight, to, actually being like a serious threat to Makachev of all people. And I thought that's what Beneil was. I thought Beneil was gonna beat Makachev. I'm not embarrassed to say it. I was high on Beneil, and did not work out. But this is a great fight. I wish we could see this. And for the last fight on the main card, um, we got Derek Lewis versus Derek Lewis. So, you know, yeah, that's weird. Derek Lewis, Jairzinho Rosenstrike. This is a fucking matchup. That's for sure. This is awesome. I can't believe these two haven't fought each other. Honestly, I can't even tell who's who. Like, if you're looking at this, I mean, it's like the same face, but Derek Lewis just has a slightly different shaped head and a little bit different facial hair. I mean, this is fucking crazy how much they look alike. But this is an electric matchup because Jairzinho, bunch of power in his hands. Same thing with Derek Lewis. I feel like they would both try and knock each other out in the first round. Derek Lewis has been doing a lot of fooling around lately, shooting fucking takedowns in his last fight, but that's Derek Lewis. We love Derek Lewis. I think Derek Lewis against a guy like Jairzinho on any card is a fantastic addition. And just overall as an international fight week card, I think the whole card would just be awesome. Like this is like a high likelihood of a finish. That's what I'm looking for in a good card. A high likelihood of a finish, and if the fight doesn't go to a finish, it'll probably be a good scrap. Like this fight, high likelihood of a finish. This one, high likelihood of a finish. This one is basically a guaranteed finish. This one could turn out to be boring, but the build up would be amazing. It'd be worth it. And one of these guys, we'd get to fucking shit on one of them super hard after. Like, if Ian Gary lost all the cuck stuff, oh, your wife made a dumb fucking book, look at you taking her ex-husband's last name, all that shit would go from here to here. And I don't like Ian Gary, so I wouldn't mind that. I also don't really like Covington, so you know, if he lost, I'd be happy. This is like a whoever wins, I'm not gonna be happy, but I'll be happy because one of them loses. So I really wish we got to see this, but we didn't because a certain guy on the screen who might be on the left side of the screen is a fucking pussy. But this fight also huge likelihood of a finish. This is a banger fight. I think Connor is gonna come back washed. I think his timing is gonna be off if this fight does end up happening. I think his timing is going to be bad. I don't think he's going to be the same McGregor that would land that left hand. I don't think he's going to do that on Chandler, even though Chandler is open. I think Chandler would probably just put a bunch of pressure on him. McGregor wouldn't know what to fucking do after being out for so long. He'd be hesitant to throw. And I think Chandler would flatline KO him out cold on the mat, first minute, snoring, but there's always that chance that Chandler becomes a fucking retard and gets knocked out cold. So I hope this fight happens. Let me know what you guys think of this card. Let me know some fights that you guys would like to see on International Fight Week. What's up, Bernie? How's it going, dude? It's my cat. But yeah, let me know what you guys would have liked to see on International Fight Week. Yeah, I'll talk to y'all later.